Hey, this is John Reed of JohnERP.com. I want to talk to you just a little bit about Google Plus and if I think it's of value to you at this time if you're an SAP professional or enterprise professional. And I would say yes. I view the potential of Google Plus as basically perhaps a superior collaboration platform and connection platform to business and professional colleagues and such. I kind of feel like Facebook's already pretty good at the personal side of things, and so for those saying Google Plus would take over what Facebook does, for me, I don't see a whole lot of value there. I suppose in the short term, Google Hangouts offers some video capabilities that Facebook doesn't for connecting with friends, but I think Facebook will be adding those shortly, and so that's going to level that playing field. And then, so for me, I kind of feel like I got my thing going with my friends on Facebook to the extent that I need it. But what I don't have and what I could really appreciate is more opportunity to connect to my business colleagues from around the world in ways that are beyond what you can achieve on Twitter. And Google Plus does deliver on some of that. I think the big thing we've all experienced if we've been on the platform is how great it can be to pop into a hangout and hang out with people from all over the world that we've connected with in the past, but never all in the same place, and people are coming and going, and funny jokes, dirty jokes, great talks, and sharing business information that we all need, and it's all good. So the Hangouts are definitely recommended, but there are some issues with Google Plus that may prevent you right now from getting all the potential out of it. I mean, I think the thing you can look for with Google Plus is that if you're looking to interact in some thoughtful conversations and have those kind of threaded in that Facebook style thread, it can be really effective because Twitter has the immediacy and I think is showing its staying power in the face of Google Plus as far as that immediate burst of communication and quick brief back and forth. But Google Plus does offer much more ability to have a nuanced conversation. The other day I got into something with my buddy SAP, Jared, and a couple other folks on enterprise support. SAP's support mechanisms in the news again, and you can't really have a good in-depth discussion about something like that on Twitter, just not the case. So I think aside from Hangouts, the other real benefit on Google Plus is those threaded conversations. So where are the issues? Well, I think first of all, I think it makes sense to divide your contacts up into relevant circles. Not too many of them, but maybe anywhere between 3 and 10 circles where you kind of bracket people so that you can kind of filter out conversations sometimes and hone in on key people in particular areas that you're interested in for conversing and sharing information. So get those circles set up, and they'll help you with Hangouts as well, because you can invite certain circles into your Hangouts. But there are a couple things to keep in mind, I think, that are holding Google Plus back. First of all, for whatever reason, Hangouts aren't part of Google Plus's notification scheme yet. So these days, if people aren't all hanging out on Google Plus, they won't know that you're hanging out. They might not join you. So you might need to publicize your Hangouts in other ways, like Twitter or email or whatever, and that's a little bit tedious, but that's a fact for now. I think Android app, the Google Plus Android app, is a little more of a push thing when it comes to Hangouts, but otherwise, it's hard to know when they're happening, and yeah, you can find a bunch of random Hangouts right now, but as far as like seeing your key friends and colleagues and what they're up to hanging out, I think Google Plus needs to figure out how to set that up as a notification so that when you invite people, they get pinged on their cell or whatever they're doing and they can come hang out. So that's one thing. The second thing is that I think Google Plus can be kind of noisy because, it's funny, like you get like people posting all these pictures of this and that, and on Twitter it was just a link, but on Google Plus you have to look at all the pictures, and some of the pictures are really awesome, but when you're kind of in a hurry to look for what's new and what's current, seeing a bunch of pictures of people's pets and kids throwing rocks at their pets or whatever, it doesn't really do it in the moment. So what Google would say is that you can deal with that to some degree through circles, and that is true, but the default view is still all the circles. I think eventually it would be great if Google allowed you to have kind of a default view that was just one key circle of close colleagues, and then you could expand that into multiple circles whenever you wanted to. Right now, they don't really offer those kinds of controls, so you may find things a little bit noisy, even if you have things in circles. So that's an issue to look out for. So I think those are a couple of the things. The other thing is, I would say, don't look at it as a way just to repost stuff you've already posted. Look at it as a way to start more in-depth conversations and maybe include a little context. So you might post a link to a blog or something you tweeted, but then you would add a few more additional comments that you didn't have room for elsewhere. I kind of like Google Plus as sort of an informal blogging avenue where it wouldn't be that more, I put a lot of thought into this blog post, but it might be just a few random thoughts that you wanted to share and get some feedback on. I like Google Plus for that, and I think you might find some value in it as well. So those are some of the things to look out for. I think over time, the other piece of it will be keyword filtering and better notifications for conversations on certain topics. Like on Twitter, for example, I have all my keyword notifications set up in my Google Reader and also some in Hootsuite, where if certain interesting conversations are going on based on keywords or hashtags, I know to jump in and answer questions or do what I'm doing. Google Plus doesn't have anything like that yet. So in case you're wondering, all the downsides to Google Plus I mentioned, I have provided all that feedback directly to Google. Of course, there's no small comfort there because there's about 1 million people who've done that so far. But they claim to be reading all of it, so maybe it will be taken seriously. I couldn't tell you for sure. My view on Google Plus is that it's good to start getting set up there and getting people organized into circles and put people into circles if they're relevant to you. Otherwise, I wouldn't put them into a circle at all just yet. You're not required to follow them, even if they put you in one of theirs. And just kind of start getting set up. Try some Hangouts when you get a chance. Make sure you invite people off Google Plus if you have your cam set up and no one's joined you. Try those. Try some threaded conversations and get ready for when the floodgates open up a little more and when Google enhances some of these features. And maybe someday, I don't think it will replace Twitter or Facebook, but I could see it being kind of that third thing and really overshadowing whatever LinkedIn once did. Anyway, this is John Reed of JohnERP.com with some Google Plus thoughts and ideas for you.